Hey, welcome back to the outdoor kitchen. It's been a real busy day today, a really busy hot day. And I have a really good story I want to tell you, but you're going to have to hold on because I wanted to talk to you about my stevia plant because it was a big time hit at that Homesteading Live conference. So I wanted to kind of talk to you real quick about it. I was amazed when we were at the conference how many people had no idea where stevia came from. So it was kind of really neat to have this here, and at that time of the conference it was flowering, it had white flowers all over it. But what I did is I put it in a pot this year. I put about 3 or 4 different plants in it so they could grow together, and it's really grown very well. Normally I have grown it in the garden and dried it, but this was the first time I grew it in a pot. So this is a quick public service announcement. If you're not growing stevia and you want a plant that you can grow and dry and make your own no calorie, no sugar type plant for a sweetener, this is so easy to do. You can do it in containers and pots, and actually I'm going to go ahead and see if I can overwinter this and put it in the house and see what happens, because I have never tried to do this and it's such a beautiful plant. I'm going to see what I can do. So if you guys have any tips or tricks, if anybody's ever overwintered stevia, please let me know in the comments below. And you have to be careful when you do buy your stevia in the stores. Generally it's going to be in a white powder, and they usually mix it with other things like maltodextrin. You want something that's just as pure as it can be, and it would be just the green stevia. So you want the green stevia powder, or if you get it from an extract that's just made with an alcohol base and the actual stevia plant, those would be probably your 2 best ways to do it. So just be careful and read your labels, or grow it yourself. Very simple and easy. Here's the chicken story. I guess about a month ago, I have these chickens and they're called Cochins and they're black, and I just love them to death. They have just been one of my favorites since I started raising them. And there was 2 of them, and I used to call them the Cochin sisters because they did everything together. They went everywhere, they did everything together, they were never apart, they roosted together, they were together constantly. I go in at night and I noticed there was only one Cochin sister and the other one was gone. So one of the Cochin sisters was there and one wasn't. So we figured, well, maybe something took her, because normally we don't have this happen. And a couple days after that, the other Cochin sister disappeared and I didn't know what was going on. So it was a few weeks and I was in feeding the horses some water, and lo and behold, I hear cheep, 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 cheep. And they had been brooding and they had hatched 9 chicks together. And I couldn't believe it. Aren't they the cutest things? I really like these birds, these Cochins. They're the best moms. Go to safety, little babies. Go to the chicken coop. Get away from the cat. Bye. Go, be free, little ones. So when I saw them there, I needed to hurry up and get them and put them in a safe place because we have a lot of cats, so I didn't want them to get eaten. So luckily, Doug had made this beautiful $50 chicken coop, and we put the 2 moms and the chicks in there. And the amazing thing is I have 2 of these hens that are co-parenting together. They raised 9 little chicks, and the funny thing is I don't have a Cochin rooster, and they all look just like their mamas. You guys are good mamas together. And you know what? The cool thing about all this, we've had very much success with having these natural births, as you could say. We had 13 chicks in the barn earlier this summer. I had 7 ducks not that long ago, and now these 9. So you know what, guys? A lot of times if we just leave things to go and let Mother Nature take its course and not having to worry so much about heat lamps and this and that, and if I'm doing this right and that wrong, just let nature take its course and look what happens. And it's really, the more we stay out of it, it's been easier and easier for Doug and I. So I guess the one little hand that we did put into the raising of these chicks and ducks was I kind of put them in a safe place away from predators, because in nature they could have gotten eaten. I kept them safe from our cats here, and then that way I could raise them until they're old enough that we can introduce them in our coop. So that was my little chicken story. And I have to tell you, I guess all the years being on the homestead, that is probably one of the coolest things, just life. When life comes into this world, it is so cool to watch and witness it and just see how the mothers take care of the young ones, and how, I mean, you would never know when those little chicks are, right when they were hatched and they were around the moms, you would never know there was any little chicks there because they protect them, put them under their wings, and it's just so cool to see. So that's one of my highlights that I just so much, I love it when something gets born here on the homestead. It's just absolutely awesome. But I want you guys to leave a comment below and let me know, have you guys ever had any chickens go broody really late in the season and hatch your chicks successfully? Let me know, I'd like to know, because this is kind of weird. It is late in the season for us because it's getting on to almost September. But other than that, you guys have an absolutely awesome day, and I will see you later. Bye. And if anybody has any overwintering tips about taking care of stevia, please let me know in the comments below too.